Hello. Good evening, lovely listeners. Once again, my name is Counselor P.S. Kwofie. Today, too, I'm reaching you from the studios of Dynamite with the program Know Yourself. That comes your way almost every Monday between the hours of 8 to 8:30. Stay glued to your radio set as we share with you this exciting topic that we started some few weeks back. The broad topic, which we have tried to back it with an authority by name Crosby, 1991. It's about fighting fairly in an intimate relationship. And today we're going to talk about the episode 3. So far, we have shared with you and established that anytime you are in an intimate relationship, we should understand that verbal conflict is not only acceptable, but desirable, and with the condition that it is constructive. And so, according to Back and Widen, couples who fight together stay together, provided they know how to fight properly, or if you like, fairly. And so that is why over the past 3 weeks, we have been talking to you about the need for us to know that it is not only acceptable to have verbal conflict or exchange in our relationship, but it is desirable if only we can do that constructively. And so our quest has been to establish the ground rules, the conventions we need to follow whenever verbal exchange arises in our relationship. Etefo Mohonajo, Mizin as a Counselor P.S. Kwofie. Jumiza ya tunizin Know Yourself. Yezifi Dynamite. Asoye ha, yazo sumuhwan. Oye ejuda ebiera abrewabo no wotre empemu. Efi no wotre kese no wotre empemu na yedrudi. Yesuya yehu de ebribiara nimpe bien abrofose wo intimate relationship metre anya na yesuya yehu na yakowar anade ye awarfo eno yenta se de mentem ho asa ana anokonkwar oka yene nkitahozina ana obro na yerbo no eho na obeye aboa yene nkitahozina ogina kwana yefado na sa BBC yene ntema yedi so wano ana yeze dwondwo ho onunti ya fakwan bi edude yeboboa ye ho meye ho se mentem wasem osi ame na mukun ame na mayor ana adofo ebie na yesuan ye ho ntema asam no yakanadan enhyehyɛ a ogu kwanu mu ebi a yizida abotum aboa hene nkitahozin na be da pene basen na hon sama na yerkan da pena yihye ya yenkasa biem no esuan hunde se ebutum yeda no konkwar na yebu wie no ontetu hene mu oma ekro no bomfu da impo adene ya ano na yezere kasa ye ya no konkwar na emom enyansa na yerekoto na mpa obegina dam na owie mpo wa aboa hema yenkitahozin no ma yezen na wesipi esitaza da pena yihye ya yenhye binu yakede ohia pa da menyoro kasa mambo kwedu yasane esuya ehunde se bibi rekodo na onye a ame memfa ohyebi ntode de awo na emom mekada ame da menzemen ya osi no ana da menzemen ya osisi omboa ame masetina omma manyi enjenta wo kan woze na yesane esuya hunde emma endwen emfa ma wodofon na mesane bokokode se ye endwen emfa ma hene ho za enze wo so ma enye bribia obama wo odofono na adwena ye ne kesene aye ne ntanta ente gbewu mu na bribi na enye ne nche yesane esuye da pena abesin ekwan na no so ye kan de se ihia bibi efri wodofo a manfa nkwa wonwan na mom awde kanwasam etotin motino ekre wodofon yemu binum nso dan bade bia meka no ame me friend tolumtala ebinum so wase worokotakwa ni hina ye odozi ana de love making se bibi rekodo ewo hen enketanwozima mesra wara ma yemfa impema agode nkatado sende impema agode ne di busy ne yebu wie no na aza eyem ma ohomon yanka ho asama ma oti biara ye no ohyemumu ntima yemfa sex yemfa smoothing over a disagreement simple yebeye tolomtala na yempeber na asamkro na waba na ornamentum wase abano yentuedo. Then again we ended by saying that so one, we said you need to avoid accusation and attacks. Own your own feelings first. Always check out your perceptions. State your wishes and requests clearly and directly. And we said you should never use sex to smooth over a disagreement. And we ended by saying repeat the message you think you received. In the saying you dofo reka bibi waya anokonkwara na oka bibia ma water no san catching nehwede abofo be say obo confirm da nyo da ma na mepe anada ahanya dam na mekenyo de abota no here. And so today we want to give you some of the rules, the conventions you need to follow in fighting fairly in a relationship. And in doing so, I want to implore you that you need to refuse to fight dirty. We would talk about fighting dirty and then constructive fighting soon. And so today, let me just give you this bit of it. Don't fight. Try as much as possible not to go into the mud, into the gutters with your partner. Don't try to fight dirty. Dirty fighters lose the battle before they begin the attack. They prove their inability to deal positively and fairly with a situation. And so, again, advised or standing on the authority of Crosby 1991, he brought about 3 variety of dirty fighting techniques. One is called gunny sacking. The other one is what we call passive aggressive behavior and rapid fire questioning. Then he ended by saying verbal abuse. These are all techniques for fighting dirty. Etefo mende yepede yetwenya adwenjina do de enhyehyaya yeze bohene bra de adofonom wa bra mentem ho ase esien ntema yeze hena no yirizi ho abobo yirizi ho anokonkwa no nzama bia yigina do na yeze yedam kasa na obobo hen ekroyin de se woyenko no ana wodofo no pede otwo kasha gatema manzi n'echiri bo mazen de enfenke yedwuma na yewo nzama bia ahwana de bebia wo pede wotwo hona adofo no moze hon kasha gotemu no wonsuban odezi ewo de nzama baya na menyewo reba abodwendwene ehwen ekor de monkrofon enyiwaro ye bribia ode ugbe na no oka ma ohaw no zecho no ma obeyende ozazoko no behye no mudama chibudu bebi no ena ode ma ohia na onjibiem nti ma oda oye yan de obobue na ano na ebra obobue na ano no na we bue na ano wa bra onye bre papa nti bo ho de he will get physical and hwa obobo adi so anka no na yezre ye na onam de wa jaze no wa staff a professor wa staff oda hye no mudama ji odru baby a ontum nti anhwa na adi na opwe ya na orba hawo adwen bi kura bobo na obeka asem bi a otiew angasa obehyew on the phone that technique in your phone Gani sucking na your passive aggressive behavior ahono nso anyihwan ye brebia obeshada ya da adwen de manyere kan hina ogitum nanso enna nokoro no onjintum onywanya adwen but obeshada o mate na obayeda ma ebrebi boko na him echi mebo ho inde onnam de na kumemu no onywanya adwen na wa shada aka cho de waje atuminenti no abrofo obesha ase do ye hostile to you nti mebo ho inde ebisa na asama oya no pio onpɛ de nkomo wudi ko echi epɛ bibi efi no ho a na oda hon ene de ye de osena manka nchiro bibi dam ente eyi omma nkitanwuzi injina nenando ente omma sebe de bebia no ntokwa esi ewo ebusuya emo na adofo ntemo na ebienum so we use the technique the same to me kan hina ya fighting dating techniques no ebienum so ones in there they use what we call rapid fire questioning damo insambi say na subani yen enuanom a police fo na titimpo a lawyer fo na ya so wototo obi oye wibi na no na onpeda okano kwara oto na brada na biko na nkasa ori ya asam na no da acheche no kwan oya odofo na yen kasa na onye ewi intimate pocho menda no ho police ni na menda no ho so lawyer na emoma asam ko no bisenda mbra otenara mento na brada bia neti na no yi ozeba mo. Then again there is another technique of fighting dirty which we need to avoid, and that is verbal abuse. That comes and shows itself through name calling, yelling, pouting, and sucking. All this category no or ye fighting dirty na yembo mozen de yebije numu biara omboa nte enye wodofro ya de na ahya ase na bobo ne din de reason ho fe obi tentim guno do damenzema hina no omboa ewa bra mentem ho ase aba ye hwehwe asam kra na adekro no we sin na no yi no yembo mozen de yemfa da madi endi ejuma. Now, the second rule that we need to observe today as we're discussing fighting fairly is the need for you to resist giving the silent treatment. Refusing to talk. The silent treatment, as I call it, is an attempt to get even with or to manipulate a partner. Shutting out another person emotionally in the hope that he or she will give in is a form of psychological torture and an approach that rarely resolves conflicts. Ma order ye bomwazen de yesu ye be hyenin so e wa abra bibia si na ozemen temo asa ba ye hwehwe na no yi no ye ombo henda adofo onye de wodofo asamesi yepe na no yi ebe na asam no si ma okafa da madi be nti me bisaw wadwen ewo ho ewo na yi obaneden osiden no ma yi be nde asama obi so obiano na aka wan no atum osa minimum ebi wo ho a ongasa sanyin nya bibi dam na sabio epe anuyi epe adwen tre bi efri no ho na wo so bi a kya wa adwen na nkakra wa ye mbisa sene ye nya anuyi no mebeka bia ebi ohwe woni mtwe mesra wan pocho onfen yi jemba onta mfen yi jemba kra omade bia no mentem wase awo honi ntem no okoso gbewa no na chewadwen na mom menye de ebeye honhonhon the men's man omboa mfensi sie biara mba adofonum intemo. Again, if you are talking about the need for you to observe how you should fight fairly, then focus on the issue and focus on the present. Very, very important. Constructive argument, focus on the here and now and stay on the topic. Argument that leap from one issue to another accomplish very little. Bringing up the past usually is a ploy for placing blame. In a fair fight, the relevant question is not where have we been, but where are we going from here? Nti tefo se bibi na obesi yenye hena dofo ntem yepe anuyi yepe enyije mwatna yene nketanwozin ma mamototo mna makamfo mezemo anye de yenhwende ya samia wa beyo na wanye de na dan bi isusi asama ye kanonfa dan de no ho nti yenhwende di nti se enye wodofo nya asem bi na epede asam no sabio nsesie eba dan de no ho asam baba ebi echire butum wadwono no ba sisie na bibie ne ye ka ho asam nti hwende di na mama wadwene ye ode dam na wesia ebribi wa abese no kode aka ye dam a de bebia no ntokwana na epede efuntruma na ekanye no na mom bisa ho de okay nti sisi am wesi ifi ha na ye kwahin nti bisa inde ya ho asam ebutuma apeda fofo na se BBC da na bi na so wan ye ya ono de wa fa na bre no wa kan ba sisi BBC na ye ka men sha se na de ekrubisi na yisu ye de nti bo na asam na wesi na apoyen ka ho asam na omboa any relationship bia omboa. Again, you need to call time out and foul. Of course, when verbal interchanges get too intense, a timeout can be useful. Or you do baby and you would offer in a wolf fear. Na mebo when there in a qual me there. As some no do baby na or the tension but one mupa at yada on fenye emba. And so on my there. It told me that some was a war hoka crack. Depending upon a bufu ana there, a command muako kudruno, a biwa don't share ana smart educentem utum wishia. Acha be one day that cor a BNB no wasana shiana, watchia, a sumner workana, one day be a bufu ecosono edo. Only your friend a time out or bois bebre. Na debe biano. Damen samno so yenta yenje munguwa moncha sende mo worugo hwacha no na orizi wunya wapo mwezenpo ombo. It will not help you health wise, and so you don't leave the matter unresolved for a very long time. Depending upon the intensity of your anger, you can reserve it for about a 30 minutes or an hour, a day or two. You come back and continue from where you left off. And say, Bribiara bibi dambisino in ya botar na epede ma kuma befom and I was with the befom nti utumuje mugu kakra na wasan eshia. Again, you need to use humor and comic relief. Oh, you do baby, you're too serious upon him, Bromrudo. Ebe. Or your wonderful, na ye baby. Be humorous, kakra. Drew baby, a some na original. Ebo de yenya abota pona hia yete ye ho a e wo de mofo sam na yedi o. Ente ebefa yansa kwan bi do na atwoma adwena egina do. Na mpa de retwa mfanyin ebotwa mfanyin ze be chamba wie no ma hu da na yesu amepo na mekan ya na yedi bia yesro ye so creative na fa kwan bi a ebotum eze bi eza yesro na anye ebufu de bebiara onam de edwumeze no de bebia me yense chewe de mepere wo so eka bi ninti no Rebecca this last one. And so I would open the phone lines for you to come in. The last one that I want to share with you about how to fight fairly is the need for you to know that always you need to go for a closure. You need to go for a closure always. Closure is the resolution of an issue. Arguing couples should strive for closure as soon as possible or practical. Letting the argument drag on increases the likelihood of what we have discussed about what I call gun-sucking, passive aggressive behavior, or the silent treatment. The sooner people reach genuine argument or agreement, the better. Resolution lets the feelings of bonding and respect return to the relationship. Nti sasan bisi na yen na adofo no yereka ema yen ka sam no nkwa nkodru beebi na yen jemu yen bo modern de yebaka na ye twasema obiara enye no ho entase obo bebre ewo hen azetenemu na ono boa ona mede ye tum ye da sam ne sibiu esi beebi owo nti o manyije tumetena oye awo no mo na osompo oya awara otumo so esene bripament mo ase no o sha ase send obodu hwan na obia no ho atwan benyin na atene ho ase besien so atene ho ase na onye de mepeda mede o hyeto do nti me ya na ye ya na meje mu egu ho da bi ebobo mozen di ye bo wie no na hemu biara on lucy hemu biara so on wini na emom awara no ana nkitawoze no na we win ama hina nkwimizi aba nti oma ono boahen manyije no otuedo ekoso nti ende yes episode 3 of fighting fairly in an intimate relationship in the bisa yes some come from one day so walk on Facebook no but know yourself gh me yer ken hina no oho ebutum asan etse fita shase ezekesi na ewie mrebobo phone lines no ato na awoso the wadren chere ezaba yewie oyende ma yenwon beche ye bayeden na ye dano konkwar ewo nkitanwozimu